Hello, and welcome to the 7th edition of the Team Howard Weekly Roundup, your weekly update on the happenings at the Texas Legislature. My name is Scott Daigle. I'm the Chief of Staff for State Representative Donna Howard, and this is Friday, March 3rd, day 53 of the 140-day regular session. In last week's edition of the Roundup, we talked about two foster care bills which had been voted out of committee. Well, those bills made it to the House floor this week and were taken up for consideration on Wednesday. The bills themselves were largely non-controversial. House Bill 5 would reestablish the Department of Family and Protective Services as an independent agency, rather than keeping it nestled under the Health and Human Services Commission. House Bill 4 would restructure the payments to providers of kinship care, which is often cited as the most effective type of placement for children in our foster care system. However, though the bills themselves were largely non-controversial, some of the amendments that were offered were definitely not. In particular, there was an amendment offered by Representative Mark Keogh, which would have injected anti-immigrant sentiment into a bill that was fundamentally about the protection of children. After a long and heated debate, that amendment was finally withdrawn, but it did expose some of the divisions that we can expect to see throughout the rest of session. In other Team Howard-related news, two of Representative Howard's bills were heard before the House Committee on Public Health this week. House Bill 279 would extend the Women's Health Advisory Committee by another 2 years. The committee was formed to help provide guidance to the state in its consolidation of women's health programs. The committee is set to expire on September 1st of this year, but since the consolidation is still fairly new, some feel that the committee's work is not yet done. So Representative Howard is asking to extend it through September 1st of 2019. House Bill 280 would establish a grant program to help prevent violence against nurses in the healthcare workplace. Last session, Representative Howard passed legislation which called for a study on violence against nurses. Now that we have the results of that study back, Representative Howard is asking for a grant program to help fund innovative techniques to help prevent violence against nurses. That committee hearing actually took place on Nurse Day at the Capitol, and it was great to see dozens and dozens of nurses turn out in support of the legislation. Again, that's House Bill 279 and House Bill 280 by Representative Donna Howard. And that'll do it for this week's edition of the Team Howard Weekly Roundup. As always, we appreciate your tuning in, and we'll be here all session long.